Hey, what's going on, RCWR Nation? It's the one and only Lee Sanders here from the RCWR Show with Lee Sanders, and I wanted to just share with you all my personal experience from this past weekend's Awesomecon, where I got to meet in person WWE superstars Charoltte Flair and Shinsuke Nakamura. I gotta tell you guys, it was so awesome, no pun intended, but it was so freaking awesome being able to see these guys live in the flesh, because I have been a big fan of theirs for a couple of years now. And I gotta tell you, it was just a surreal experience. It was like, oh, the stuff dreams are made of. So, like, let me set this up properly for you guys. So, as you all know, the RCWR show was invited as part of the press media to attend Awesomecon this year, which, by the way, big shout out to the great staff at Awesomecon. Really had enjoyed my time there. I would just love it if we could basically do this again. I mean, I'm pumped. I'm already ready for like 2018. Let's do it already, man. But like Charoltte Flair, Shinsuke Nakamura, they were only going to be there for one day, which was Saturday. And that kind of made a little bit of sense, because either Friday they had an off day, or maybe they were at a house show. Saturday they do Awesomecon. And then, of course, Sunday they both had to participate at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view event, which, by the way, for you WWE fans maybe coming across me for the very first time, I actually did review that Money in the Bank pay-per-view. You could easily go back and check that out on my channel here, and do feel free to subscribe if you're a big fan of WWE and all things wrestling and beyond, as a lot of that I talk about on a weekly basis. But they were there for Saturday, so I found out about Charlotte and Shinsuke during day one on Friday. And my girl was like, are you going to do it? Are you going to go, like, do a photo op with them? What are you going to do? I'm like, I'm doing it. I want to get my photo op with them. I'm doing it. So it was really awesome, because I have been following Shinsuke Nakamura's career, honestly, since New Japan Pro Wrestling. Charoltte Flair, I'm proud to say that I pretty much became a big fan of hers ever since she came up through NXT, and it's really been awesome to see the evolution of her from where she started off in NXT to where she is now. Just freaking awesome. So Saturday came around, and yeah, the lines, I gotta say, the Awesomecon staff, they did a superb job in organizing the lines. I would have to say, honestly, it seemed like per day all the kinks were being worked out, and like by Sunday they had everything nice. And just out of the 3 days, like as far as waiting in lines, and hey, what did they say, who do they want to come up, I'm sorry, do they want families, do they want people with disability, do they want parents with kids, like who did they say? I would have to say by Sunday it had really got fine-tuned. Saturday really wasn't that bad at all. It was like, if I had to just rate it per day, it kind of seemed as if Friday was at about, probably, I'll say about 74%, and then Saturday you were at about 85%, and then come Sunday, honestly I would give them probably about 95%, quite honestly. So Saturday I'm seeing the lines, and they were moving rather well. I fortunately was part of Group 1 to go see Charlotte and Shinsuke, because the way they broke them down, it's like Group 1, and it was like Group 1 with people that had their fast pass that wanted to cash it in, use up their points basically to go do the photo op. Group 1, that was like one subdivision. So they broke all the groups down in subdivisions under that respected number, in a nutshell, is what I'm trying to say. So I honestly didn't have to wait that long. It really paid to get there, like, I would say honestly 90 minutes. And I don't know how many of you guys that like are thinking about going to Awesomecon, but you heard some stuff about the lines. Let me tell you something. If you get there and you're trying to do your photo ops with whoever, you want to make sure you get there. Hey, if you're with a friend, that's cool. Or if not, maybe you could have some music playing in one ear kind of low, and you could just be standing there. But honestly, if you can get there 90 minutes prior, you're guaranteed a couple of things. Number one, the line is going to move, and as a result of that, you're going to move, and then you're going to go to the very top of the line eventually if you're there like 90 minutes early. So that was the case of what had went down with me and my girlfriend. And I had put out a tweet, and it was really awesome because the tweet I had put out was basically, I'm waiting in line to see Charlotte and Shinsuke. I'm so excited. And usually from time to time, Charlotte Flair has actually liked and retweeted some stuff that I've said because, like I said, I've been following her since NXT. So like right before her social media following like really exploded. So I didn't have this version of the RCWR show t-shirt on. I had my vintage RCWR show t-shirt. And for those of you that like have maybe never seen that logo before, if you actually check out the thumbnail that's in the description, and I'll also put a link to some of the photos connected to my Facebook page and on Twitter, so you can see the photos from what I did with Charlotte and Shinsuke. It was like, oh man, it's like, I don't know if this is really gonna look good in the camera, because I thought I really couldn't make out the logo, but when you see the photos for the vintage RCWR show shirt, it came out actually pretty good. So like, I'm mentioning that because about maybe, it feels like maybe about an hour after I had said what I said and Charlotte retweeted, liked it or whatever. So finally it was my time to come up to the line, you know, to make the transition into doing the photo ops, and it was time to actually go see them. And Charlotte, it was so awesome. She like looked at my shirt and she had a smile on her face like, all right, you're here. But she didn't act, you know, but just because it was like when she first looked at me, she was smiling, but then I watched her eyes, she looked at the logo, and it was kind of like, oh, he's here, awesome. And it was awesome. I shook both of their hands. I shook both of their hands twice because it was like, you know, I told them, I said, thank you so much, guys. This is really awesome. They were top-notch professionals. I got to give them a lot of credit because I have heard of some photo ops where the celebrities like, yeah, come on. And you're like, well, that was nothing. That kind of felt like money not really well invested. That wasn't the experience I was looking for. But I tell you, like every single person that I was able to see, because remember, I'm also there as part of the press, so this was part of me doing my research, checking out everything that was going on, their interactions and everything. And I got to tell you, they did a really great job in interacting with the fans, especially with the kids. It was awesome. It was really, really awesome. One of my favorite highlights of Awesomecon. I got some more highlights that I'll be sharing with you guys in a little bit. But I gotta tell you, from the way that the staff had the lines organized on that day leading up to seeing Charlotte and Shinsuke, and I gotta give a mad shout out to those that had the VIP packages, because we had individuals that paid like about $270 a pop. Basically, it was $270 for the entire 3 days, but you got like these exclusive VIP badges that had Shinsuke and or Nakamura's face on it, and I believe they got like maybe a goodie bag as part of that. And I'm telling you, there were a lot of VIPs that were running around on that day. I mean, aside from David Tennant, Doctor Who, I'm telling you, aside from that, it was pandemonium for the WWE stars. It was also nice seeing some of the colorful characters that were there. There were individuals that was dressed as Charlotte, individuals. Actually, now that I think about it, there was actually a family that came dressed as Charlotte. All of them. It was like 3 little girls. I think they were with their mom, and I think maybe even their dad was dressed like Charlotte Flair. So, I mean, it was just insane. A couple of guys dressed like New Day. There was also a couple of Shinsuke Nakamura's running around. There were definitely, I would say on Saturday, definitely the WWE Universe was representing big time. I was really surprised too, because like after the whole weekend was over and I went back to work and I shared my experience with some of my coworkers, they were like, oh my God, I heard about Awesomecon, but I didn't even know that Shinsuke Nakamura and Charlotte Flair was there. I would have went otherwise. I'm like, yeah. And another one was like, oh, well, I only had went on this day. I didn't know they were. That's That's why it pays to stay connected to the website and all that, man. Hey, if you guys were down there at Awesomecon, I'd love to hear about your experience in meeting some of your favorite celebrities. It can, of course, include Charlotte and Shinsuke Nakamura. I'd love to know how your experience went as well. So feel free to post your comments down below. And please, before you roll out, make sure you give this piece a thumbs up, as I work really hard to honestly provide you great content like this, analysis, reviews, etc. I got some more thoughts from Awesomecon. You'll be able to catch it in its entirety on this Tuesday night's The RCWR Show, which is going to be airing live Tuesday night, June 20th at 10 p.m. Eastern. You can catch it on Spreaker.com. All the links you need is in the video description, so check it out. And if you're not able to catch the episode live, you can actually scoop it up on demand and on the downloads on great platforms like iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Google Play Music. It's pretty much anywhere podcasts are available. Just use the keywords The RCWR Show. And of course, if you are checking me out for the first time, welcome. I would love to have you subscribe so you never miss out on all the great content we put up for you guys on a weekly basis. And feel free to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/The RCWR Show for exclusive contests and exclusive video, audio content you're not going to be able to find anywhere else. That includes exclusive interviews. That is going to do it. Until next go round, I'm wishing all of you all to be safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. Stay tuned on this channel and on other platforms. I have more Awesomecon thoughts. I'll be sharing my experience meeting the one and only Jerry the King Lawler, WWE Hall of Famer, Jerry the King Lawler, and also the man himself, Excelsior, Stan Lee. I'll check you guys out next time. Everybody, do take care.